Actually, I have family that lives in LA, so I was able to visit these guys and play at Next Gen for a day, and it was a blast. I had a great time. I saw The Rise of Skywalker later that night. Let me break down the list really quick before I go into really boring personal stuff. So let's take a look at Mitch's list real quick. So we have Major Von Reg with Daredevil, Hull upgrade. We have Hollow with Proud Tradition, and then we have 3 Epsilon Squadron Cadets. Yes, sir. So capping out at, let me double check the total points here. I have that up here. 197 points. He has a 3-point bid. He did give Bryant the first player. Speaking of Bryant, we're going to go and take a look at his side of the board and what he is flying. This is a beefy resistance list. Lots of upgrades, guys. If you thought X-Wing 2.0 is a game of not many upgrades, Bryant thinks you're wrong. So we got Paige Tico with Heroic, Passive Sensors, looks like that is Pattern Analyzer, Perceptive Copilot, Finn Gunner, Ray Gunner, Proximity Mines, and Hull Upgrade. And then we have Kova Nell. We love Kova. Heroic, Leia, Organa Crew, R4 Astromech, and Hull Upgrade, and then a Colossus Station Mechanic with Deadman Switch. So Colossus is going to go boom boom. All right, let's go back to the overhead. Cool, so the players have gotten underway. Looks like we have Mitch on the top right, kind of just flying in formation, although he appears to have... Let me get the color coding right too, actually, guys. That's important. So I'm actually going to escape our view really quick so I can color code everything. You can actually know what's going on. I did have a poll set up, so let me see if I can actually get the poll to work this time. One thing at a time. Major Von Reg is red. Makes sense. And Hollow is yellow. Cool. And then we have a green Cadet. A brown. I'm not a fan of the brown. It's hard to pop up, so we're gonna have that be, there we go. That should be visible enough. I don't even know what color that is. It's like a combo between beige and brown and blue. Cool. No need to color the other side of the board. Go back to the overhead now. Perfect. Yeah, so it looks like we have Von Reg going the other way, but Hollow is sticking with the FOs. There's a reason for that, because Hollow likes to pass off tokens, so that makes plenty of sense. Worst Coast, not West. I don't want people to think, Mr. Worst Coast child, that I am calling out Los Angeles in any way. LA is a very, very cool place. So context is important. You understand it, but maybe some people won't. Let me try the poll now. Last time it didn't work, so let's see if it works this time. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Happy. This is a Friday nights are always great for X-Wing. Gotta love it. I'm sure some of you guys had your game nights on Friday nights. So I also have some pretty sweet animations for subs and followers. If you aren't following the channel, well, first of all, welcome, and second of all, you will not be disappointed if you click follow and see what happens next. That's all I gotta say. You could even unfollow me and refollow if you want to see what happens. Not recommending it, but you could try it. All right, the players are cleaning up tokens. We definitely are going to see an engagement pretty early. Here we go. Let's try the poll. Will it work? There we go. Click that link to vote on the straw poll. It will take like 3 seconds. You'll be right back on the stream when you're done, and we will look at the results in a few minutes. All right. Paige Tico leading the charge, facing down that gas cloud though, but don't think Bryant cares too much about that. Let me get the overlay up here. Cool. So what I expect to see Bryant want to do with Paige here is he's going to want to get towards the middle and kind of force the ties to cluster around him, ideally behind him, so we can start messing around with the proximity mines and dealing the most damage. It's optimal for that build for sure. He's got 110 points sunk into Paige Tico. Kova Nell is a really good support / attack piece. You know, with the upgrades that he's put on Kova, you can really decide which way you want to go with it. So curious to see if he kind of keeps Paige kind of hugging Kova and Kova just being support from the back or if he kind of turns into the left and tries to split the two up in any way. Looks like you see that the Baron and the Colossus Station mechanic here that are gonna face off, and I don't think that's the most favorable matchup for the Colossus mechanic. But Dead Man Switch, that's a guaranteed damage, so maybe that's all he wants. It's cheap, only 28 points, so. We are, if you guys see there's a little bar at the bottom, I'm doing a giveaway. So once we reach 175 followers, we should have 154 now. Let me double check the follower goal here and see if that's updated or not. Should have 154, whatever. Hopefully that updates. But anyway, once we get to 175, I'm giving away Jedi Fallen Order to anybody on any system, anybody that actively watches our streams. Doesn't have to be every day or every time we stream, but just, is around. And then a Star Wars Empire War gold pack on Steam. So 2 different people will win those. All you need to do is be a follower and be an active, semi-active viewer of 312 Squadron, because we appreciate it. And we want someone who wants to play those games to get the game. Obviously, if you have it already, I'm thinking if I pick someone that has it already, but has somebody in mind that would want to own it and play it, I would give it to them and then they would give it to their friend. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the logistics. Be sure to vote if you haven't already. I did put a little poll there, so. Is the Resistance gonna get some love, or is Mitch gonna break Bryant's heart here with some shenanigans from Hollow and Major Von Rank? Only time will tell. So you guys will see once they start rolling dice, I enlarge the dice so that they are visible on screen. I don't have any separate cameras or anything for that like we usually do in person, but it's fine. Tokens are big, dice are big, that's all we need. We don't need too much more. Yeah. Wonder if I should vote. Should I vote? Click on that straw poll, folks, if you haven't already. It will take 2 seconds, I promise. You can time it. All right, let's take a look. What's going on? Yeah, the players are planning. Planning. I am curious to see what Hollow ends up doing here. I feel like Mitch is going to try to kind of ambush Kova. Kova's a quite big investment, considering the Leia crew is almost 20 points. So taking Kova down would make Paige a lot more of a fatter target. But right now, I'm not exactly sure what we are going to see. That gas cloud, though, is very, very interesting. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with Paige here. I don't believe Bryant has collision detector, so don't see it on yet. So we won't be seeing any ignoring of the obstacle effects in this game. Not from either player. Let me actually adjust the overlay a little bit. See, side you have a little bit of lead. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Paige's picture spot for. So what is Paige's ability? Let me double check. It's been a while since I've seen Paige Tico aboard. After you drop a device, you may spend 1 charge to drop an additional device. Okay, so you can drop like 2 mines 1 turn. That's pretty good. Seems good. Let's see. Ray Gunner. While you defender perform an attack, if the enemy ship is in your turret arc, you may spend 1 force to change 1 of your blank results to a eyeball or hit result. Okay? And then, for some reason, Yasby says instead of an eyeball, it's the talent slot. That's why I stuttered for a second there. And then Fin Gunner. While you defender perform a primary attack, if the enemy ship is in your front arc, you may add 1 blank result to your roll. This die can be rerolled or otherwise modified. Yep. So we usually see Finn and Rose on Ray's Falcon, and there's some pretty crazy shenanigans that happen there. But it seems like we got some explosive stuff on the way for Paige too. So. I do have some alternate camera angles I can whip out too. Let's see, like this one. Ooh. The players are gonna ping the chips when they are when they're ready to engage. We're getting real close now. Hopefully we're active now. That's right. The Star Fortress can't stop. That is something I have to remember too. So. Stop is really good. Really good. I know you guys are used to voting via the chat, so I'll have to figure that out. I'm not seeing many votes, guys. Come on, 2 votes. 2 votes! It's insulting. My honor is insulted. Their honor is insulted. Think about the players. It's a matchup. Come on. What you doing to me? So, looks like we had Vonreg and the Colossus Station Mechanic completely ignore each other and just whiz right by. So I think Bryant might have just been using him as a diversion, but now he's got the potential to get behind everything. So, but Vonreg is looking at the exact same thing. So we could see maybe a rebank, a boost. Also having Daredevil gives Vonreg a lot of good options. The problem with Vonreg that I have had, and actually I haven't even, this is funny, I haven't even played Vonreg. I've played a bunch of people and close friends that have played Vonreg plenty of times. I've played against Vonreg plenty of times. It's tough when you have to make sacrifices to for defensive purposes, and you have to feel like you need to do it very often. So Vonreg wants to do his target lock focus, but now how often does Vonreg want to take a deplete token when he's also shooting? Because if you're taking a deplete to get your target lock, you know, it might be just for next turn or setting it up for later, but usually he's in the scrum. And taking the strain is always just a bad idea because your half point threshold is so small. Only 4 total hit points before he's dead. 2 shields and that's half points. So that's tough. He can be really good, but I find him to be very, very challenging to play. All right, we got the Epsilons at the bottom of the board there, turning in, kind of facing up. Paige from a distance that's like range 3. And then we have the other, the brown / beige Epsilon Cadet kind of using the gas cloud as cover there. And Paige is turning away. Does have the bow tie arc facing the side. And I don't know, that is really close. I do not think he did not hit the gas cloud there with Paige. Good flying, expert flying. And we saw Kova reverse, so just staying back like I mentioned earlier, kind of seeing how things play out before deciding to be aggressive or choosing to be that support piece that Kova would be. We have to remember that Leia's ability is for all ranges. It extends beyond range 3. So any ship, you choose a ship and reduce the difficulty of their maneuvers. So very, very good. How many people are watching who usually watch Gold Squadron? If you guys don't know, I actually do a lot of video editing for Dion, so he inspired me to start a stream myself, just, you know, for casual gaming, but I've been doing more Star Wars games too. So if you guys like, I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order, Empire at War, and Jedi Academy right now. Also played a couple games of Rebellion, but I'm looking to play some more of the classics too, because playthroughs are a good time. So, all right, Perceptive, we got the double focus. Instead of boosting in, we have boosting straight. It did do the 3 bank though, Von Reg there. So Mitch and I guess great minds think alike, huh? Yeah, totally. I'll just throw myself in that category. So looks like the deplete was passed off from Hollow to that brown Epsilon cadet there. And we are now checking shots. So Hollow is obstructed, range 2. Page wants to take that shot. Looks like both ships are going to be obstructed, closest points. That 1 die shot though is not very fierce from that cadet though, passing off that deplete token. It's probably not a very meaningful shot this turn anyway. As the tokens get big, you can actually enlarge like any game component. Just press plus or minus, select it, and then hold it down. It'll enlarge it. So you can make things really big. See how big their dice are. Cool. Here we go. They're rolling on the table. All right. So the side arc, we got hit in the blank. Only 1 hit. It can be pretty impossible to get a hit through there, especially with gas cloud and all those tokens. The evade guarantees it anyway, so no damage. Makes sense. All right. The Colossus Station Mechanic has Hollow at range 3. All right. Spends the focus for 2 hits. Another 4 dice for Mitch there, range 3, and gonna spend the evade. Yep. That's why you got it. Guarantees you what you need. Don't think Kova's gonna have a shot. Maybe, but no, I think we skip Kova because they checked already. All right, Epsilon's turn. Let's see what happens. No, I don't think you can do it to all the tokens on the side since they're a spawner. But I had before the game started, I dragged all the tokens out. Let's see, what was that roll there? It's a little cocked. Spends it, no damage. Looks like we had a hit and 2 hits. Well, I mean, it's a little tedious, but it took me about 2 minutes. I just dragged like 4 focus tokens. I dragged all the tokens out first. I spawned them all, and then I highlighted everything and then held plus and enlarged everything. So it could be more tedious. It could be worse, but. All right. Clean it up there. 1 more shot. 2 hits. And 2 blanks, but heroic. Nice. 2 blanks. Oh, that feels bad. Oh, that feels really bad. But what did I miss here? Oh, that's right. That's all the gunner shenanigans. He's able to get out of that anyway. So he had the gas cloud for 1 of the blanks, and then I believe check the overlay again. Must be, I think, is it Ray that lets you do that? I think it has to be. You guys tell me. You guys play Resistance. I barely play Resistance. We have no damage so far. Actually, no, we do have a damage card on the board. Let me double check that. Yeah, that was an exchange from Bonreg earlier. So let me correct that. So we do have a damage card on the Colossus Station Mechanic, but that was actually, no, that was because they start with a damage card. I wish the overlay would do that. That's one of those things you have to remember. Oh yeah, right. They do have a damage card. They start with a damage card. Be sure to vote in the poll, guys. I don't think I can close it, but I'll view the results in a second. I'm not gonna keep it open the whole game. Just click the link, it takes 2 seconds. Oh. It is a safe link, it is Nightbot. Nightbot is your friend. heading back to dial, so we will go to our alternate camera angle. There we go. You guys can see things from different angles because that's what it's like in real life. Let's try to emulate that, right? That might be a bomb drop here. And we are seeing a bomb drop. So Paige is going to drop a proximity mine. There it is. Those are big bombs, big mines. All right, so that was the system phase. Von Reg has nothing, no triggers for Von Reg, nothing on Bullseye. It's not a great ability either. It's a little, if they do a blue maneuver, his ability kind of doesn't mean anything. So I think Bryant really, he knew that he probably wasn't going to hit anybody with this prox mine, but it gives him the cover he needs so things don't get too close. Mitch can't be as aggressive trying to take Paige down. And this might be trying to block a hard turn maneuver there with the brown cadet. Colossus moves in forward, does a 3 straight. Gonna be hard to hit Hollow, but I'd almost say Hollow is as important of a piece, if not more important. The only thing that keeps Von Reg, I think, a little bit more valuable is that initiative 6. Pretty good. He is the Baron after all. Right, Kova turned left and spent Leia to make that a. Oh, he didn't. Leia for Paige, maybe. We saw him flip the Leia charge over. Yeah. The Paige banked to left. Hollow does a sloop, getting back around. Gonna pass off that token most likely. Hollow at Proud Tradition. Very good. Look at that. Gets the focus. That's like it's a cheap card, and it's like Pattern Analyzer, but better. It's a lot cheaper. I mean, there is the downside, but how often do we see that downside, right? Just don't spend your tokens. When you what is it? So let's see. Let me read Proud Tradition again. Go over to Mitch's list. Proud Tradition. Okay, while you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you may perform focus actions even while stressed. After you perform an attack, if you are stressed, the defender may spend 1 focus token or suffer 1 crit damage. So, essentially, you would be doing it for defensive purposes. You can opt not to attack in certain situations. You also may not have a shot anyway, so that might be. I think so. I don't think Bryant wants to take the crit. You could spend the focus token to make it so that their focus actions are red, but I don't even think that's that consequential because the dial on these tie BAs is also pretty impressive. So. All right, first shot there. That is from Paige. As the target lock is spending it. Another hit. All right. Spends the focus for 4 hits. 4 hits into Von Reg, and that is gonna deal some damage here. So Von Reg takes half points already. Paige squaring down Von Reg. Von Reg is not in a great spot. He's kind of pushed towards the corner there a little bit. Right, now Hollow checks. Range 3 in Bullseye, but I don't think, we have nothing Bullseye for Hollow anyway, no card effects. So into the Colossus Station mechanic. For 3 hits. Range 3, so you get the extra defensive die. 2 focus result spends. The focus is going to be taking a damage card though. Face down, so got 4 hull left on the station mechanic. but everything else is pretty healthy right now. Only Von Reg is the one that is looking at potential death. Let's see. Let me try this commander. Well, that point in here. Cool. All right. Not many people voted. That's fine. I'm gonna do it, you know, as many times as I want. We'll see if more people vote down the road. So 2 votes for Bryant. Okay. You guys want Bryant to win? It's like no damage there. Green Epsilon Cadet gonna shoot into Kova at range 3. 2 dice and 1 eyeball result. 1 hit. And plenty of evades. No problem. All right, blue checks. Looks like Page is obstructed at range 3. I think he's still shooting into Kova. Oh, he shot into the Colossus. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Let me make sure they tab. So we all know what's going on. Okay, so Colossus mechanic is down to 2 hull now. That slam function, essentially the chassis ability for the fireball is you can flip over one of your damage cards to remove your disarm token when you slam. But if it's a direct hit or something like a console fire, you don't know what's under there unless you have like Kaz's fireball. So no damage there. From Brown. And we're going back to Dials. Cool. There we go. Get a little bit of a different camera angle in there. Why not? It's cool. You can almost treat it like it's like a, you know, like kind of cinematic. You can save all these camera angles in TTS. It actually could be really good for your games too. If you think you know where you might want to position your camera for certain turns, or whatever, you can do that. Because in real life, you can walk around the table, you can get down low, you can, you know, get at eye level. All these things that we feel like we're missing, you can try to mimic in Tabletop Simulator. So I think that's why a lot of people like it. It feels kind of real. It is a simulator, so it does a good job at being a simulator. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what Bryant tries to do here too. I mean, at this point, you got to just try to take Von Rig off the board. The downside is though that if you're turning all your attention to his side of the board, then you have all these ships, including Hollow, that can come in right behind you. I mean, again, you do have a Prox Mine left, so that could be something that you might want to see, but you only have one left. So you want to save it for later in the game. We still have about 46 minutes left. He's dropping it now. Looks like he's going to try to hit Brown. I think it might just hit him, but it is close. Oh, it's a little off, but that guarantees that he'll get hit when he does his maneuver. So we'll see some damage go into Brown in a second. So right now it is. Not sure why. The score is. Oh, that's right. I am forgetting that Von Rig has hull upgrade. Okay, so there are no half points for Von Rig right now, but we do have 14 points in Mitch's favor because he was able to get half on the Colossus Station mechanic, which is kind of a filler. It's a literal bomb for Bryant, so I don't think he minds the points being taken from that ship. But we're one away from seeing Von Rig at half. That's smart, actually. You know, there is a lot of hull upgrades in this list. See 3 hull upgrades between the two lists. So I had this idea since I approached the Next Gen guys, their Next Gen Discord, because I played with them. I thought, hey, like, let's get you guys playing Tabletop Simulator. Let me stream your games. I can get more X-Wing content. You guys can play with each other, try new lists and everything. But I'm thinking it would be cool to like talk to different X-Wing groups, and just like do some casual like standoff like this. Just like get a few other guys, and we just stream their games and they play like normal. But it would be cool to kind of be able to get different game groups involved, because obviously these are really strongly knit communities, and right now it's a lot harder to feel like one because you're not seeing each other as much. It is really great to have this platform, but for some people, it's just different. It's not the same, and I totally understand. It's tough, but we will get through this, guys. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. It's nice that we still have X-Wing. Worst case scenario would have been we don't even get to play X-Wing at all, but it's not something we have to worry about. All right, we see Hollow. So we did the sloop the previous turn, moved forward and did the barrel roll. We had the fireball bump. Again, if the fireball died in that position, that's really good for Bryant, because that's a damage to all three of those ships. I don't think that's not possible this turn, because the only ship that has him in arc is bumped. So we won't be seeing any engagement between the fireball, those Epsilons. But Vonreg, let's see what Vonreg's gonna do. So Vonreg, like, he's gonna clear the deplete token. Oh no, I did a 3-bang. Not blue. Still depleted, but it is gonna boost. You can still do actions when you have a deplete or a strain token. You just have to deal with the negative effects when you attack or defend. So. What's up, LeChancellor? How's it going? We're doing X-Wing again. It's been a little while. Hopefully you're doing good. I'm just saying, if anybody subs, I'm not asking for your subs. I'm just stating a fact. I made this animation that is pretty cool with sound effects and everything. If you sub, you will see it on screen. It's pretty sweet. I thought, why not make the follow and the sub alert box animations cooler than just a GIF? So yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging that, just throwing it out there into the void. I appreciate your support. A follow, a watch, a view, everything. I don't need subs, but I'm just saying, if you wanted to, you would not be disappointed. All right, enough about me. All right, so we got hit crit coming from, what is half? Letting me know. Round is definitely halved. Stop talking. And what is the crit there? Let's check on the crit. Brown is dead. I was a direct hit, guys. So don't worry. I won't get as distracted. It's easy for me to get distracted. I go off on these crazy tangents. Got back to work, so less time, but glad to be back here. I'm doing good. Hopefully you're doing good. So we see some points on Bryant's side now. He takes the lead. He has 25 points to 14. The Colossus mechanic going into green. Nothing. Balls, rolls the dice anyway for maximum disrespect and rolls all blanks. I gotta. Oh, that's funny. Didn't roll a single result, but I guess that's when you want to do it. Green shooting into Kova. Looks like it's gonna be range 2. All right, eyeball crit spends that focus for hit crit. Kova does have the force and is definitely gonna use it. Modifies the eyeball result to an evade. Takes the crit, which is just a shield. That's fine. Kova also is one of the ships that has hull upgrade, so I think instead of 5 hull, it's 6 hull. Yes, 6 hull. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. For the people that have just joined us, we have some West Coast standoff right now. We have Mitch Hurst, one of the proud admin of the Fly Better page, squaring off against Bryant Francis. We have the Baron with Mitch Hurst and his First Order peeps, And we got Paige Tico with a whole bunch of beef, Kova, and a fireball that's holding on a limb here. 2 hull left. We do have one more game after this. It'll be a brief break while we get the other 2 players set up. But after this one, I am going to jump into their Discord channel and we're going to talk about the game. Just their thought process, everything, kind of deconstruct, debrief everybody. It is a historical battle, and that's why I chose the mat. We chose the Starkiller base mat because it is super thematic. It's like we are back to planning. I'm just cleaning up for him a little bit. So, okay, so what I missed was that Prox Mine went off. I was blabbing on, and that's how Brown took all that damage. That he dropped it right in front of Brown and right over it. And yeah, hitting a Prox Mine is bad, guys. It usually does not work out for you. 6 points and you get 2 of them. It's so good. I think seismic charges are even more valuable a different way, but just because you have a little bit of choice to where you're going to drop the bomb and where it's going to hit. But that's when I was flying Boba. I love putting seismic charges on Boba Fett. It was a good time. All right, looks like we're about ready to go here. I think it's time to see Hollow do some work. Hollow hasn't really been too active and engaging yet. Vonreg is trying to do something before he goes out, but he's in a decent spot right now. He is behind everything, so we could see Vonreg get by with being 1 away from half. He could do a lot of damage without having to take much in return. This is actually, from what I'm seeing, this is a decent spot for Mitch to be in. Because we have, it looks like Mitch is in an absolute flanking position right now. Like we might have maybe they can't hear each other now in Discord. It looks like. Technical issues happen here on CS. Yep, they're communicating through chat, and they should get that figured out right now. I'm not on their voice channel, just they can have the game to themselves, and I don't bother them. Talk. That would be really distracting. I'm already distracting myself, so imagine how bad I could be on other people. Ooh, that would be not good. Yeah, we're gonna pause the timer. Yep, they know. That's fine. All right, guys. Let's get interactive because they're just fixing their mic real quick. So let's talk about something. Let me start another poll here. Let's do it. All right. Here's a good one. You guys have to vote on this one. I'll be really disappointed. Okay. Okay, they are good to go. We'll start up again. All right, prequels. Oh no, it didn't work. No, it worked the first time. It's not working this time. What on earth? Unbelievable, Nightbot. You disappoint me. Anyway, guys, you can still answer the prequels or sequels. Which one do you like more? And this has to be civil. Don't make Nightbot get involved. Prequels or sequels? Prequels. Prequels all day, for sure. I'm a prequel fan. So. Roger. Yeah, I mean, you are a Separatist player after all. All right, so we saw Bryant turn back in towards his side of the board with the Colossus Station mechanic. Focus is up there. We have Kova did a reverse, but bumped. He spent the force there to keep it white, so it stays stressed, which gives him an additional green die and an additional attack die when Kova reveals a red maneuver. All right, hollow focus. We'll have Von Reg. Like Von Reg tried to do a hard one to the left, and Kova's right there, sitting there in the way, so just staying put. Hollo's gonna pass off that strain token with his ability to the blue cadet. And such a good ability, because where Hollow would have been shot by Paige there, it looks like that rear arc now has no strain. Goes to blue. Blue's not gonna get shot at. Maybe blue will get shot at. I think it's, oh, I see, checking for the target lock there. Puts it on Hollow. Okay, so we have Paige has a shot on Hollow, unobstructed at range 3, and range 3 also to the green cadet. Gonna take that shot at Hollow. Makes sense. So we're getting 2 dice here. Okay. Eyeball crit. Uses the force. Ray Gunner. Converts it to a hit. We got hit crit, but 2 evades. Safe. Yeah, not likely to get damage through there. Yeah, you're hoping for some bad luck, like the 5 blank out on a shot that dealt no damage. That, like that. That's bad luck. But timing though. All right, Hollow is going to be shooting into Kova, range 3. Gonna be 3-on-3. Kova revealed that red maneuver. Use Leia, so it does get that 3rd die. Spends the focus for hit crit. No, spend the lock. Okay, re-rolling the eyeball result into a blank. So not always a guarantee. So hit crit from Hollow into Kova. Kova's roll. Okay. Taking it all. Takes it all. Kova has lost all her shields. Doing Kova range 1 shot into the green cadets. That's gonna be 4 dice again because he revealed the red maneuver, getting that bonus die and a bonus for range 1. But a total whiff. Oh, it's a drag. When you don't have mods, it's tough. It's not, you don't always expect to roll super hot. Even though those red dice are pretty good. They can feel unstoppable sometimes, that's for sure. How many times have you guys played games where your opponent has never had to spend their mods, change their dice because they've just rolled so hot? It's really frustrating when it's Jedi or anything with passive mods like that. Like, really? You didn't even have to spend your force? All right. The green, gonna be 2 hits, spends the focus, 2 evades, safe. Looks like that was going into... Who would that have been going into? Paige? I think Paige. The only shot he could have taken out. Oh no, that was the fireball. Okay. So now we have green taking a shot into Paige. Yeah, the Star Fortress is cool. I really like that. It's inspired from like World War II design. One of the heavy bombers in World War II. All right, it was 1 hit. Bryant rolled an evade. We're good. So we're gonna go back to dials now. That was the last shot. let's see. If I test a widget, can you see? Let's see. There we go. So there's a follow. Let me know if you can't see that. Here's a sub. Yeah, pretty cool. Yep, it's fun being able to, being an animator, it can be beneficial knowing how to do that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so the lightsaber throw is the follow, and the sub is the Death Star. So, if you guys haven't seen it, here's the sub. Yeah, and the follow. Sometimes it glitches and doesn't play. There we go. It says thank you. Nice. I'm gonna try to do one with a blue lightsaber at some point. I'm not exactly sure what alert it'll be for, but that's in the works. Like Mitch is all set, just waiting on Bryant. I think he is ready to go as well. He just set Paige's dial, so. Yeah, thank you, LeChancellor, I appreciate it. I thought, why not have some fun with it? Streamlabs gives you an opportunity to kind of upload almost anything. You can, upload custom stuff. So, I mean, there's always an opportunity to make something when you see those options. It also just gives me something to do. All right. Cleaned up those tokens. Is a little late for it, but it's fine. Game state, whatever. We know what's going on. All right. Green turns in, takes the focus. We have a 2 bank to the left. Blue clears the stress. Or the strain, rather, not the stress. The strain from Hollow. And the 1 forward fits. Nice. That's going to be a pretty decent shot. Range 1 without taking a shot back. Kova reverses. We did that out of order, but he fixed it. It's all good. So Kova can reverse the entire game as long as he has that force from Leia. Paige turns in, does it too hard. And Hollow just goes straight towards the rock. But he's got a plan. What does he want to do? He's a couple away from getting half on Kova. That's not a great shot as it stands. Baiting something right now. He might be debating taking a strain or a deplete here to do a barrel roll. Gonna take the deplete, barrel roll, and then for his action, he can focus. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If Kova's gonna shoot you, you don't take the strain. If you're getting shot at, you don't take the strain. Ooh, I want to see that card pack. That sounds awesome. I actually started this is a while ago, but I started a photography group for Lego Star Wars when I was in high school. And I had amazing photographers taking just the coolest pictures. Still people joining it today. It's like almost 600 people. And they're all hobbyists, but everyone's been inactive for a while because I stopped running it, but I might dive back into it. All right, also taking the strain, check for the lock. This is interesting, taking a strain here. Kova could fire a shot into Bonreg, and 1 damage is going to be half points. It's going to put the lock onto the fireball. And it's going to Daredevil, I think. Is that going to hit the... Oh, no. Bonreg Daredevils onto the Prox Mine. So guaranteed half points here. He's gonna roll 2 dice. Oh, that feels bad. I think Mitch thought it would just fit. And that's 1 hole away now. Von Rig is down to 1 hole. Let's put that down. 1 hole. Von Rig, that is gonna bolster the score for Bryant. Now 58 points to just 14 for Mitch. Worst case scenario there would have been he died. So at least Von Rig's not dead. Gonna take that shot now. Looks like range 2. Yeah, you can join the Discord, please. By all means, that's why I posted it, so that you guys can join it. It'd be awesome to have you. Play some games together and just talk, post stuff, everything. All right, spent the lock for 2 hits. Now the fireball's 2 damage away, but if Von Rig kills the fireball, that's Dead Man Switch. That's gonna kill Von Rig. Like something's loading in. I don't know what's loading in. Nothing's loading in. There we go. Oh, Dead Man Switch is a 0 to 1, isn't it? I'm thinking of the escape craft that has 0 to 2 when it detonates. Let's see. Let me just double check. It is 0 to 1. Okay, yeah, that would be a little too powerful, I guess, but still. That is gonna kill. We're gonna lose the Colossus Station mechanic. So Von Rig takes down the Colossus mechanic. And we do see Hollow get hit because Hollow is at range 1. Shield down on Hollow. Okay, this is Page's shot. It's gonna re-roll with the lock. That's looks like 4 hits. 4 hits. Hollow is going to. There we go. So we roll 2 evades to spend his focus. Taking another damage card. So that is half points on Hollow. Bryant, this is a big turn for Bryant. Oh, cool. Awesome. Are you from France? You live in France? Yeah, I look forward to seeing those pictures, though. I do Lego stop motion. If you can see in the panels at the bottom, there's a link to my YouTube channel, too. Do photography myself, just motion photography. All right, Hollow shot into Kova here. Gonna be hit crit. No other mods there, no lock. Kova rolling 2 dice now. Not range 3. And is taking it all. No force to mod. What is that damage card? Take a look. That is a fuel leak. So I believe that's half on Kova now. The score now, yep. It's now 86 to 59. Bryant in the lead by about a ship's worth of points. The blue taking a shot into Kova now. Hit crit, not bad. Didn't have to spend the focus. Fuel leak, I mean, this could definitely kill Kova if the crit goes through. Rolling the 3 dice here. Clench time for Kova. Oh man, yep, the crit lands and fuel leak goes off. I think he still has a couple of hole left to deal with though, yeah. 2 hole left. What is the crit though? What is the other crit? Fuel leak is just such a feels bad card. Loose stabilizer. Okay. Kova has loose stabilizer, 2 hole left. The Mitch responding a little bit. This is a bloodbath turn for sure. My goodness. You live in France and are French. Oui, oui. Well, merci for your support. Appreciate it. I wish I could say all that in French, but I'm not versed. And I appreciate you not looking down on me, even though I am an American. I went to Paris at the end of my last year in high school. Beautiful. So many people though. It was during the summertime, but it was really cool. Great place to visit. I wish I could have visited more of France because I know there's more to France than Paris, but where are the good villains when we need them? This is, I think it's a lot closer than we think. We also, I need to take a shield off of blue. Blue did take a shield. There you go. So let's see, I did have a couple of follows from earlier, so I can repeat those alerts so that they get the credit they deserve. So smaller platypus. Thank you. Trigger happy taco. Thank you for your follow. And Nick's Mudger. Thank you for your follow. Appreciate it. You guys are the best. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you should come. Hopefully, you know, when we can all travel again. Should visit Chicago at some point. All right, so the green turned in. Let's get back to the game. The green turned in, facing down Kova now. And we have blue turning out towards Paige, maybe setting up a block here. Probably the best move. Green is untouched. We have blue is 1 away from half points, and Von Rig is down to 1 hole because of landing on the Prox mine with that Daredevil boost. Kova does a 2 straight. I believe that's a blue maneuver. Or maybe it's white. Is the dial really that bad? I didn't know that. Let's take a look at that dial. The 2 straight's blue. He's probably he's removing it now, I think. Kova still stressed. And then Von Reg did a 1 hard turn. He is still stressed. She is. Reveal. Okay, I just got the dial wrong. Reveal the red. What did Kova do then? Let's see. Kova flew 2 straight. I'm very confused right now. Kova has. All right, we'll just continue on. You said he did reveal the red maneuver, then did he repair loose stabilizer? No. All right, missed shot there. Yeah, Von Reg can't afford to spend the focus. He's trying to stay alive. He revealed a red while stressed, probably did a white 2 instead. But the 2 forward on their dial is blue. And it said that Kova did a 2 forward. That's what it says in the log here. I think. Kova no flew 2 straight 2, yeah. I mean, I get if it was like a turn, but I'm a little confused. That's fine. We can talk about it later. It's not. I don't think it's super consequential. It'd be more. It would be better for him if he wasn't stressed. So, all right, hit crit. Believe this is. Yeah, this is Hollow's shot. So heroic. Okay, another crit. He repaired fuel leak. And what's this last crit though? Damaged engine. Okay, so he had repaired fuel leak. So Kova's down to 1 hole. Fuel leak was repaired. Damaged engine. Revealed red and executed 2 straight, but when you make. Oh, I see. That's right. If you reveal red while stressed and don't use lay, then you do a white 2 instead. That's correct. That makes sense. Okay. It just told me in the log that he did a 2 straight, so I assumed he dialed in a 2 straight, but that makes a lot more sense. And it's like Von Reg is off the board. Kova is able to finish Von Reg off. F's in the chat for Von Reg. For Von Reg. That is a much needed piece off the board for Bryant. Things are looking very manageable here with Von Reg going down. Score is 119 to 59 now. Got 2 hits coming in from Green into Kova, trying to just get Kova off the table, and that will do it. Kova is dead. F's in the chat for everything this turn. Kova and Von Reg. That'll give you some points. So that's gonna get Mitch up to 89, just short of 90 now. I still can't believe he daredeviled onto the prox mine. It was so close. It was tight. But was removed from the table. So now we have a fully healthy Paige Tico squaring off a unshielded blue Epsilon Cadet, a full health Green, and a halved Hollow. So he has a lot of options here. It may be just Paige, but Paige also has hull upgrade, so we're looking at, what is this, 13 health? That half point threshold is absurd. Especially with the gunners, it's really hard to put damage through. Yeah. 13 hit points. 14 minutes left. This is a great game. Very good game. I definitely want to do this more. If you guys want, like, to stream with your gaming group, like, casually, it's not in any sort of tournament fashion, but if you want to do a game of Aces High or just a standard 200 point game, like, let me know. I'd love to be able to stream your games and shout out your local game store, all that good stuff. I would love to do that. It would be a good time. So let me know. Yeah, we definitely could do this again, Isaiah. It would be a good time. Did you take a look at who what you're flying against this next game? All right. Hollow did the hard turn and barrel rolled away, keeping your distance. Yeah. Hey, don't worry, you'll be fine. You gotta know how to fly it, right? That's always the thing. It's like, man, that list looks good, but you gotta know how to fly it. So speaking of local game stores, shout out to Next Gen Games. You'll see it in the bottom left corner. I was able to get in contact with these guys through their Discord. I was able to meet up with some of them when I was in LA last December through their Discord. So definitely check out Next Gen if you're ever in LA. I believe there's a few Next Gen games. It's a chain. So great store, really great vibe, good time. So shout out to them and the LA guys. All right, Paige, 3 hits, adds the blank result. Uses Ray. Oh man. And that is gonna be 3 damage cards, or 3 damage into Green. So shield and 2 damage cards, just 1 hole left all of a sudden on Green, who was super healthy at the start of this turn. That's half points. Bryant up 132 to 89. So we got to look at the win condition here for Mitch. We're talking about Bryant and Paige with a lot of health. So I think we all can agree that Hollow has to stay on the board because the cadets are supposed to be pawns for Mitch. We're supposed to either take unanswered shots or block. And now we have both of them looking at one being very close to half, the other one about dead. So Green might have to become the blocker now because that's another extra, 15, 16 points headed Bryant's way if he's able to take out Green. Hollow has to be able to take some shots into Paige. We have about 11 minutes and 20 seconds left. So the win condition is you have to have Paige and you have to not lose a ship. That's what has to happen. Paige doesn't have prox mines anymore, so he doesn't have to worry about, getting a mine dropped on his butt. But their X-Wing store is maybe in California. Is it a West Coast chain? Jeff told me to fly Jedi so we could fly Inquisitors, so it'd be thematic. Yeah, definitely. We'll use the Coruscant map for that one then. I look forward to that. That'll be a good time. All right. Page did a red maneuver. Was it a? It was a stop. The blue is just at arc, it appears, but green will be taking a shot. Green's probably what Bryant wants anyway. Hollow, though, is going to be able to snipe Page from a distance here off to the side of the board there. So Lynx does the chassis ability, takes a focus, gets the lock, and then hollows the deplete that he gained to blue. Very good. All right. We're adding a blank result on the 4 dice at range 1. Get all ready. And spending the lock on all the other 4 dice. It's like we're getting, it's blank, hit, eyeball. And has a force available, so that's going to be 4 hits. So that guarantees that green will die, because green only gets 3. You can natty out and still go down. Yeah, look at that. That's that 3rd damage card, though. It's all you needed. That is, wow, very, very good. Ray Gunner. Ray and Finn Gunner. It's a combo right there, guys. 110 points, but you can get it to work. The best case scenario for a game like this, the way Bryant's flying it, he's flying it really well. Let's see. I'll continue that after we see Hollow's shot. Ooh, a little bit of lag there. Spending the lock. Spends the focus for 3 hits. Page just gets the 1 agility, gets the evade. Just 2 shields on Page. So, like I was saying, when you're flying this list as Bryant, what you really want to do is have a point in the game where you have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left, like now, 10 minutes, 15 minutes left, towards the end game, where your Star Fortress hasn't taken any damage. Because that's just a telltale sign of how well your game is going if your most expensive piece hasn't taken any damage. So now, sure, 2 shields are down, but that's still 11 hit points to go before the Star Fortress goes down, and he has a pretty comfortable lead now with green going down. I think that almost seals it for Bryant. Yeah, it's 144 to 89. So like I said, the win condition was that Mitch had to keep green alive. So now it's about getting points. Something terrible could happen. Bryant could hit a rock. He could take a crit. It could be a direct hit, and then it could be crit, natty crits, all these crits, but it would need to be a lot of crits. Okay, did not clip the gas cloud there. So does the 4K. It's turned around. Does get out of the front arc. You do not want to be in that Star Fortress's front arc, that's for sure. And Page does a 1 bank. So the bow tie arc is facing Hollow. Hollow is going to need to be a little cagey here, though. We're pretty close. Going to need to... Well, the good news is you take the strain because you can pass it off. You get the target lock back and you focus. Oh, it's so good, guys. If Hollow was an I6, I can only imagine the chaos that would rain down. So many, you'd see so many Hollows on the table. It'd be unbelievable. It would be crazy. Yep, passes it off. So now Bryant is first player, so he is going to take his shot. Only needs 2 damage left. He could take the damage into, or the shot into blue, but it would be obstructed. Probably not what you want anyway. Blue's not really there to be shot at. Right. Ending. That's expends the force. That's 4 hits. I think. Is that 4 hits? Yeah, there's that extra one off to the side. And that is 2 damage cards, and no, only 1. Okay, so that was only 3 hits. I was confused. He had set 1 aside, like he was canceling it out or something. I was a little confused about that. 1 away. Hollow is hanging on for dear life. All right. So now we have Hollow's range 1 shot back. Oh, it was 3 dice because it was the turret arc. It makes sense. No way it could be 4. Stebig, thank you for sensing our presence. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. It's cool because I know someone's following me because I did a pan. I panned that sound effect so that I hear it on my right. headphone before my left, so I just this loud lightsaber sound. like oh, someone's following. That's cool. Keeps me on my toes. All right, so we did see a crit land into Paige here from that shot from Hollow. So let's take a look at what that crit is. It is a hull breach. Not good. That's not great for Paige. Still has plenty of health to deal with, but hull breach is a nasty crit. That is a bad crit to have on a ship that has a lot of room for damage cards. Anytime, I'm happy to stream. Check out, I usually edit the streams. All the games that I stream on here, I'll edit them down and post them on YouTube too. So you can type in !YouTube, or there's a panel on the page if you want to check that out too. All different games. I've been doing Empire at War, Fallen Order, and Jedi Academy right now. Those are the 3 biggies besides X-Wing. Right. Rolled for the strain, didn't take it. Paige does a turn to the left. Is stressed because that's a red maneuver, the 1 hard. It has a 1 hard though. That's pretty good. Yeah, thanks for checking out the YouTube page. Appreciate it. The X-Wing community is the best. That's actually why I enjoy streaming X-Wing games. And this is fun. Actually being able to save the camera angles and everything. I can move everything around. We can all see things together. It feels like I'm watching a game with you guys. It's cool. Good time. Because I am watching a game with you guys. Technically, that is true. Looks like that was a bump, so we won't be seeing the 2 of them shoot at each other, but blue is going to... Oh no, was that not a bump? No, it barrel rolled, okay. That is really, really good for Hollow. My goodness. This could be interesting. Because Paige can't shoot him back, so that's... Gotta spend the lock, right? Nope. A hit crit. Eyeball, if you can spend the force there. Gotcha. So we did see Bryant fix hull breach, so unfortunately we're not seeing a million damage face-up damage cards, but it's fine. But now what was this one? Was this a direct hit here? No, it wasn't. Let's take a look together. That is a damaged engine. Okay. Not a big deal for the Star Fortress. Another 2 damaged cards. Blue sinking another 2. This is big, guys. This could be big. We don't have much time left though. 2 minutes and 52 seconds. The page has been halved. Oh my goodness, guys. It's 144 to 144. No way. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What? This is crazy. All of a sudden. Okay, so, all right. I lied. I think a lot of us thought, hey, maybe the Resistance had pulled this one out about 10 minutes ago. But, Paige has been halved. Paige is worth 55 points. So it is tied. I'm gonna let them know. Hopefully they didn't care that I told them that. I feel like they should know for drama. Yeah, so Bryant needs to get half on. I get half on. You kill Hollow. That's a lot of points there. The cadet, you kill the cadet, but the cadet has 3 hull left. Probably not likely this turn. Let me mark damaged engine in here in the overlay for us too. Yeah, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage cards on there. Should have his whole upgrade, so usually let me. Whole upgrade gives you the extra hull. You should have 4 hull left. There we go. Paige could die this turn. This could be the game. If Mitch can get away, sink in some nasty cards, just get a direct hit in there, a couple more damage, we could see the end of page. Right. Here's Page's shot. Does have a shot into... Oh, hit, crit. This is in the hollow. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Got what he needed. Sends the focus. Oh my god, they might have to salvo. Here, let me jump in there. Okay, he spends it. Okay, cool. So that was time of the round. Not great, but has mods. Spends the target lock. That was a hit. Okay, only 2. Rolls and evade. So only 1 damage going into Page here. We could see a salvo, guys. We could see a final salvo. All right, 3 hole left. The cadet wants to get a couple of crits in there. So here's the cadet's shot, blue into Page. Gets 2 hits. Hollow needed to do more damage there, because then Page would have died right here. 1 hole left. Yep, 9 damage cards, if you count it correctly. All right, I'm gonna jump into their Discord. Oh my god, are we talking about a salvo right here?
No, we're not.
No?
Oh shit, are we?
Mitch, you don't know.
Yeah.
He knows, which is we're tied.
Oh, yeah, 2. God damn.
Excuse the language, guys.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. The stream is in the chat right now, in the voice chat. Okay, so you guys have to final salvo, right?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It's 144 to 144.
I did not
All right.
know it was... What?
Is it remaining dice on the board?
Yeah,
It's
it
remaining
is.
Dice on the board.
So you get 5 and I get 3. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
It's good that you didn't sacrifice Hollow.
Yeah, Jesus, I didn't even realize it was that close.
I did put in the chat you guys were tied, but I don't know if I should have done that. I just, in case you, I figured you guys wanted to know the points.
No, and we're allowed to know the points, so.
No, I know. I guess technically I'm not supposed to like force it down your throat if you don't like ask. I don't know if there's a rule. Okay. Some people are weird about it. I don't think you care.
So, I'll go
Yep.
Here's Mitch's roll. Okay.
completely average. 3.
3.
Oh
my god, they have to do it again. The exact same
Alright.
results. We do it again. Roll it again. Oh, 1.
No.
Oh no! Oh, 1!
Oh god!
Oh, a little lag there. Okay. 3.
3.
He's 3. Oh! That was a
Brian. Holy
great
shit.
game, guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. I can't believe, like, I was talking about how Paige was looking like it looked like you were gonna run away with it a little bit. Of like, assuming you got, you took like the cadet down or took Hollow or whatever, but getting halved that fast, that was crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Are we on stream?
Yeah, you guys are on stream. I jumped into the
Sweet.
to chat.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that is the most fitting game for a stream.
Yeah.
So I guess like break it down. You guys go for it. What was your thought process with these lists? Like, what were you trying to do when you saw your opponent's list and everything like that?
Mitch, you go first because you played against this list.
Yeah, I played against Bryant's list before, so I kind of knew exactly what he was gonna do, and my opening was based a little bit off that, and that's why I kind of just ignored Paige for a little bit, because I knew what she was capable of. I knew that I could probably like not have to worry about it all that much, for the most part. I mean, when I got caught with Von Reg back in the corner, that was a big mistake on my.
Yeah.
Paige to be so aggressive on coming in on him because that meant turning her back on a lot of things, but it also meant kind of opening up Kova to a little bit of fire. So that was just the risk I had to take, and then like I'll be the first to say I played Von Reg pretty shitty. They're pretty bad. Excuse me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We already heard that, Bob, so we could get. It's fine.
Yeah, I played Von Reg pretty bad. I mean, obviously, letting him get caught by Paige out here. Like I originally had a one bank dialed in behind this cloud to hide, barrel roll out, and then come in off onto the side. But I just decided that I was going to go full aggro on Kova early, and that just let Paige get the good shot on Von Reg, and then obviously I made that huge mistake where I daredeviled into a bomb. Oh,
yeah, I was gonna ask. So I mean, with that,
I thought it would fit.
Yeah, I think I was as soon as I saw you take the stress, I'm like, oh, he's gonna daredevil here, and that's gonna be really close.
I had to take the shot. I was trying just to get the Colossus off the board, and I got him off. Not the way I thought I was gonna get him off, but I got him off the board, so that was lucky.
Yeah.
The Colossus that turn did 2 damage. The bomb did 2 damage, which meant for the 4 damage it did was the more that the Colossus would have done if the Colossus had lived. That being said, there's a reason that Mitch gets to now say he won this game, which is he did that. So
I think in just about every reality, Bryant should have won that game. But
well, that wasn't the end of that.
I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, a big part of what my whole strategy was, I knew that as soon as I actually got guns on Paige, I was going to start hurting her, especially with Hollow, where I could just double mod and not worry about it.
Right.
So that was a big part of it. Obviously, it didn't work out perfectly, but
I mean, you got behind Paige. That was, I think, what you really wanted to do.
As soon as I got there, with her bomb's gone, it's like I can
Bryant,
stay there.
Bryant did a great job keeping her back for. It was amazing to see an arc that big stay, behind or in the right spot for as long as it did. That was. I guess Bryant, like for you, I was talking to the chat about how ideal of a situation it is for you to be in, where in the end game you have a Star Fortress with only 1 or 2 shields down, if that. Like that shows how things are going for you. But obviously, some crits, some stuff happened. So like, was that kind of, it was playing in your hand, right? That's what you were trying to do, right? Or was there some? Okay.
Oh, well, there's a starting point for this list that I knew Mitch was going to know about because we talked about it the other day. To take you back to the start, like I just started messing with Paige Tigo because I was like, this is a I-5 bomber that can take heroic, which means mathematically you can make some stuff work really interesting, especially once you add Finn.
Right.
So that was the foundation for this list. But the problem, I've played bombers before, and the giant problem with them is obviously they have no immediate way to turn around. Now with Pattern Analyzer, their dial actually doesn't stink as much. With Kova is where, the potential unlocks with Leia, just the same way it does with Rey. So once there, those are the pieces you start with. You could shuffle. I've played a thing where this is a 4-ship list. I've played it where it's a this 3-ship variant. The Colossus with Deadmans is sort of because I want to put all my energy into Paige and Kova with the total upgrades. If you got it stripped down, you could make this. I think you can make this ZZ and make it an interesting third piece to help you in endgame cleanup, but really I've just had too much fun with Colossus to actively make that decision. I have to run you back through my starting game strategy to explain my game. So I knew Mitch knew what my plan was, which was to come up here and then camp behind this cloud. Because if he in any way chooses to do a straight approach on me from here or here, my 2 options are either to, if he comes down this way, I can whip around and start, hammering over here. If he comes in straight, he may have the Cloud Strain, but I have Finn, which is kind of trick shot. So because of Kova and Leia, I'm free to, I don't have to stop the fortress. If anything, you can get really, there are some nasty ways you can keep these 2 just in this circle. Now, that said, Mitch started doing the exact right move, which is he brought the whole operation over here, got ready to come down here, while Von Reg was threatening my Colossus and getting ready to come up my rear right here. Hollow, I genuinely, the midway through that game, I'm like, I actually don't know what Hollow's approach was, because at one point he red turned it, I genuinely don't know what path Hollow took around here.
Yeah, but you did a good job keeping Hollow around things though. I think a newbie, it can be tough, right?
It's really not, because a range 2 bubble is a really big bubble. Anyone who flies Lone Wolf will know how easy it is to accidentally get a ship inside that bubble.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
it's as long as you think you're going to get it, you probably are with range 2.
Yeah. So that being said, one thing. So the interesting thing about Page is, under normal circumstances, this would be a horrible, horrible place for a bomber to be, with the key targets, with Hollow safely clouded and running away from the easy angles, with Von Reg down here. But bombers are really, with pattern analyzer, let you think 2 turns ahead. And the reason I picked the cloud and why I came up this corridor and not this corridor, not just for the reason that all his ships were up here, and no, I will not joust you, Mitch. Is that the cloud lets you safely execute a red maneuver and get your primary step action. So with a coordinate from Kova, Page is fully modded. The cloud is an escape vector essentially, which I didn't even need here because my 1 turn cleared me without risk of getting the strain. I've played it way riskier where I did deliberately put this cloud right here to try and use it this way. I could have used one of these clouds, but I think that would have more likely strained me. I've played it way riskier than that before and strained myself on the turn, but the point of the beat of it is, however bad you think the bomber dial is, it's secretly like you just play your cards right, and it's really good.
Oh, and having pattern analyzer, it gives you options. You can do the stop and you can focus. And with your gunners, you have there's so much flexibility and efficiency with your attacks with those 2 crew those 2 gunners that you have on Page.
Yep. And when you fully mod this sucker with double focus, Finn, target lock, Ray covers your flanks. Like the whole point of the build is that your sides are covered. The reason I dove for Von Reg was actually had less to do. I don't know, like it was an aggressive call, like Mitch said, but what frankly happened was I realized all my options this way to yank my arc around we're going to suck really badly. But Von Reg's only option was either up here or over here. And I was like, I bet I can get him. But it was also in a situation where the rest of Mitch's positioning denied Page the front arc. But I also knew that the way his TIE fighters were positioned, if I dropped 1 bomb down here and closed off the corridor, the easy swing around the cloud, and didn't use Page's ability, that afforded me the option to begin this. I kept 1 in the back for Hollow. What I thought was Hollow, it turned out to be this guy. Or no, it was Brown. It was this guy. I kept 1 in the back just for the auto damage, because that's how you turn this page. Like you almost rebuild the 1.0 360 firing arc by, you have your front arc, which does its thing. You have your side arcs, which are also their own thing, and then the rear arc maybe have no shooting, but with 2 proximity mines across the whole game, you have so much control over this bomber space. It is not as limited as its dial and List Fortress seem. So, especially with Kova, especially with Colossus. Colossus is supposed to be triggering bumps. Mitch is a good ace player. I knew I wasn't going to get bumps. So I was just like, okay, take a long walk around and flank and just be an annoying thing that he did exactly. Mitch did exactly what I wanted him to do, which was finally get frustrated by it, turn around and shoot him when he was at range 1 of 2 targets. And that's exactly what it's kind of like I lost in the end, but every decision that went down on the board was the decisions I wanted.
100%. I just got super lucky.
Kova was a little sad back here, but got a crit that kept me from continuing my rearward advance. But it's the same once a list, and this is the same thing I deal with Death Ray. Once a list decides, okay, this is the main gunner is too much trouble, I need to go hit Kova. I'm still happy because I'll just start Kova's rearward advance and then deny them the range 1s they want so badly. Or if they get to range 1, I have the trade that they do not want. And this is gross, and unfortunately it's all still legal, is if they get close enough, I will keep that red maneuver dialed in. I will not trigger Leia, and I'll just fart forward as though I'd forgot to set my dialing correctly.
That confused me. Then the chat was like, no, that's what he did because he dialed in the red. I was like, because the game just says he did a 2 straight, so I'm like, oh, he dialed in a blue 2 straight like his dial says.
I had to.
That's really cheeky. That's interesting.
It's gross. It's potentially.
It's interesting when there are game mechanics that kind of like counter like the whole point of another game mechanic existing. Like, oh, naughty, you can't do a red maneuver while stressed. Do this 2 straight white, and then Kova's like, okay, don't mind if I do.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting situation because what it does is it just makes it's interesting. Most ships, the balance of X-wing is generally based around the idea that a ship will go forward, and that it will at some point need to turn around, either by going on a long journey or doing a K-turn. This list operates under the idea that really the Colossus Station mechanic is the only one who plays by that rule. because Kova and Paige, for as much time as possible, are stopping or turning, like they're just using this to their advantage. Last time Mitch and I played, I really abused the side arc much harder than I did this game, and every time he let a ship slip too close to Paige, I just kicked out at my side and usually put the damage there I needed. Hollow just surprised me, and I think this whole upgrade on Von Reg actually did one thing important, which was it kept me on Von Reg for exactly 1 turn longer, and all of Hollow's dice with the focus token kept him from having to endure a Paige shot, because I think there was an opportunity where I could have kept harassing Hollow, and I had to focus on Von Reg because I had to secure the kill.
So speaking, sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off, but just speaking of Von Reg, we see something that I feel like you see a lot with him is that he's not as offensive and as he could be. Correct?
I've had plenty of games where he is just as offensive as Suntir or someone like that. I just did not play him right this game.
I guess also, it can be tough sometimes, with his.
Not only, well, I mean, I don't want to rag on you, Mitch, but I don't. Whether or not you played him right is sort of secondary to the fact that, like I just said, there's one key way X-Wing works, which is ships go forward and eventually need to turn around. Von Reg is very good at that. Von Reg wants his opponents to do that. These two don't do that. They can sit there and wait for Von Reg. I can wait to see where Von Reg's going, and once I the amount of information that an ace gives away in that case, any ace, because it gives away one of their key advantages. I was really surprised by the Daredevil onto the bomb, even though it worked in the end. But quite frankly, I think if Von Reg had kept running away, I think he would have had an opportunity to come back around.
Yeah, but a big reason why I did that is to put him in a position where he was more of the target than Hollow.
Hollow, yeah. Because
I would rather in a scenario where, because Hollow wasn't one hold at that point, she was still halved.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking at Hollow saying, okay, I have a better endgame with Hollow right now than I do with Von Reg.
Yeah.
So I need Von Reg needs to go, Hollow needs to stay. So I was just kind of propositioning Von Reg as a better target.
Yeah.
You didn't shoot. I don't think you shot.
I think he was out of.
Yeah, he was out of range. But yeah,
and Hollow had left herself in a sweet spot down here.
Exactly. It was the turn I had to take the chance because it made the most sense in my head.
Yeah. Luckily,
at a certain point, I just need to trade my aces.
I feel okay saying that luck played a specific role in this game, which is not to say that the variance was just average to literally produce a tie, and then the crits that were doled out across both sides. A direct hit here, this damage engine, this hull breach, this loose stabilizer, were all the crits that reshaped things to give Mitch the ability to secure the.
100%.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was a masterful. I love that was a great game. You guys, and that's the thing is that even though you'll play a game where you make mistakes, and I know that at high level X-Wing, you guys know each other, you played each other plenty of times. You're like, oh, I've made this key mistake. The game's gonna end because of that. It just shows that you can Daredevil onto a prox mine and win in final salvo. You could win a game even though you make a mistake that feels so detrimental to the game and how it's gonna swing for you. It was really cool to see. It really seemed like everything was being pushed against you, Mitch, but you were able to kind of get Hollow in a spot where you could kind of snipe Paige a couple times unanswered, and then the Cadet was able to follow up with fully the two hits it needed, 2 or 3 times.
I want to call out one specific mistake that I think cost me more than it is immediately clear. At one point, I shot Hollow at range 2 when she was over here, and I was over here, and I forgot to check my side arc, because I wound up with all paint on the front and I added the blank, and with that I could have easily just flipped the force because I wasn't eating any side shots, but my instincts just said, okay, spend the target lock you had. If I'd kept that locked on Hollow, that probably would have made Mitch play way more conservatively, because I would have just been moving and focusing for the rest of the game until it was time to trade with you.
Right.
Totally forgot about that. It's a very tiny, like I said, I'm actually super pleased with this list and how I executed it, but I'm like, oh shoot, that's the one thing that actually nudged. I felt the needle moving backward.
I think the biggest moment at the end there was when you took the side arc range 1 shot, you rolled hit crit, and then Mitch rolled all paint.
I needed 1 blank.
Yeah, you needed just 1 blank.
I need 1 blank, and he got paint, and I was like, well, that's how it goes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got lucky.
But then, that would have been game right there.
So, in that moment, I was also in my head, I was trying to figure out what makes the most sense because it's like I was totally ready to trade Hollow for Page.
Yeah.
Because I would still have a ship on the board if it worked, and it didn't have to happen that way. I'm glad it didn't do that because then I would have lost. But yeah.
Right. Well, guys, that was awesome. I gotta give a little bit of time for the other two to set up and everything. So,
Sounds good.
that was awesome. We could do this again, or just at least stream some games together. You guys could all play. It'd be a good time. So,
We're
thanks for playing,
quarantined.
guys.
We have nowhere else to go.
Right, exactly. That was what a fitting end. All right, I'll leave you guys be. I'll hop out.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks,
All
Dave.
right, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
All right, guys, let's switch over to the full screen. It's been a little while since you've seen my face. That was a crazy game. It went to final salvo. They had to re-roll 3 times to get to declare a winner. Mitch pulled it out, rolling 3 hits on his 5, and Bryant unfortunately wasn't able to get a result at the end there. I haven't seen a final salvo on stream in quite some time, and I mean this is where you want to have final salvos, is when it's being recorded, because it's just so rare. So in a thematic matchup where we had Paige, Kova, and the Fireball Colossus mechanic versus some Epsilon Cadets, Hollow, and Vonreg, we have First Order versus Resistance. First Order came out on top. Give us about 20 minutes, guys. We're going to get the next game set up, the next couple players in here, to listen to the overlay, and get ready for another thematic matchup. So thanks, everybody, for sticking around, for checking us out. If you're curious about our content, other non-X-Wing game content, I post it all on YouTube, so feel free to check us out on YouTube. Give us a follow if you haven't already. There's some cool animations for subbing and following. So, all right, guys, we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Let's call it a 7:05 Central Time. All right, be back.